it's Deli here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're actually going to be discussing which packs in The Sims 4 are the most popular, grouping them into expansion packs, game packs, and stuff packs. The reason why we're doing this is I think a month or so ago, Simgur Lindsay, one of the leading producers on The Sims 4, actually released which packs are being used the most by players. The way that these packs are being ranked is by how much players have been using the pack in the first year of the pack's release. So just keep that in mind, depending on the timeline of when The Sims 4 was released, that may affect how much packs have been played, but it still gives us a pretty good idea of what packs people are buying and how much time they're spending on playing them. And I'm really curious to see in the comments down below which packs you guys like the most and which you guys play the most, and then hopefully we can kind of learn from each other which packs may be better to spend your money on and purchase. So let's check out the list and go from the least popular to the most popular. All right, let's start with expansion packs. So far there has been 6 expansion packs released, and the least popular at number 6 is actually The Sims 4 Get Together. The Sims 4 Get Together introduced a brand new world of Windenburg, which I personally really like. It was a pack that allowed players to create and join clubs with distinct interests, personalities, and styles, where they could set the rules, define their look, and customize their hangouts. You could create and join clubs, get together for exciting group activities, and explore a beautiful new world. Now, I think the issue with Get Together was that a lot of players were actually confused by the marketing of it. It wasn't really easy to understand. I still have a difficult time explaining what it is. At number 5, The Sims 4 Get Famous comes in. Now, the reason why I think Get Famous is so far down the list is because it hasn't even been released for a full year yet. So it is the latest expansion to be released. So it'll probably be bumped up the list after a year of gameplay. This is actually one of my most favorite packs, and basically it's a pack where you can reach for the stars and rise to celebrity status. Build your stardom as you pursue an acting career, become an A-lister, and guide your Sims down the unpredictable path to fame. We got a new world. The world was a little small for my liking and a little small for a lot of people's liking, but I think the fame system was really fun. I loved the build and buy objects. I loved the acting aspect. You're able to become famous from writing to being a famous artist. You could really use that fame system in any way you wanted to, which I thought was really clever, and it was a clever way of making this pack a little bit more versatile. I also loved the lavish items. That was pretty cool, and a lot of mid-century modern items too. I feel like those two aesthetics I use a lot, and yeah, I think it's just a fantastic pack. I would probably rate it number 2 for me personally. Number 4 ranking is actually The Sims 4 Get to Work, which I would say is my least favorite expansion pack. It's probably an expansion pack that I honestly don't really enjoy the new work features. Essentially, it was a pack where you could control your Sims whilst they were at work and decide whether they wanted to spend their days saving lives as a daring doctor, solving crimes as a fearless detective, or crafting inventions as a mad scientist. And you could also create your own retail business trying to become a Simoleonaire. To be honest, I didn't like the doctor career. I didn't even use the detective career, and I've used a few of the science options, but usually more on my Sims home lot, the different tools of like cloning and stuff like that, which is kind of cool, but I felt like it wasn't very engaging and it felt a little bit laborious, or too laborious to actually enjoy that gameplay. In saying that though, I thought that there were fantastic new items. I use a lot of the industrial items in that pack, but I would have been happy to have them in like a game pack. No matter what the pack was, I was going to use those items a lot. I have enjoyed creating some custom businesses. I enjoyed the baking skill and photography skill. I think baking's a nice addition to the game, and being able to make a bakery or a store of some kind. In all honesty, I got a bit bored of it. I'd rather make my Sims money in different ways. The Sims 4 Get to Work, I think, is my least favorite. At number 3 is The Sims 4 Seasons. It hasn't had a full year's release yet, so it's actually doing pretty well to be at number 3 already. And Seasons is actually my number 1 pack, just because I love having seasons in the game. I think it makes the gameplay so much more real, so much more entertaining, and I feel like I just want to jump into my computer screen even more than playing without seasons. The Sims 4 Seasons allowed players to experience impactful weather, enjoy seasonal activities like ice skating and rollerblading, celebrate the holidays. There's Winterfest, there's Easter, you can make your own custom holiday and grow your gardening career. Now, I actually think the new gardening options that came with Seasons is one of my favorite things about it, and I really hope that one day we do get some kind of farming pack, because I think players would absolutely love that. The items in the game are really nice. The Creator Sim items were really solid. It introduces weather temperature as well and a bit of climate control, and also summer and winter clothes. An amazing pack. I definitely would recommend this to be your first expansion pack if you have the base game and you're looking for an expansion. At number 2 is The Sims 4 City Living, and I have to say this is also one of my favorite packs. I think the addition of apartments and a city world of San Myshuno was really exciting. It really changed up the game a lot and allowed me to create very different families to what I had created before. Basically, this pack allows players to experience city living, discover lively cultural festivals, and live in apartments and penthouses. Was probably the main thing that I loved about this pack, as well as some fantastic new build and buy items. We got some really nice Creator Sim items. However, I did criticize some of the pattern and color choices for the aesthetic of this pack. A little bit too juvenile in terms of representing other cultures and places in the world. But I did appreciate a lot of the items in any case. And I think that probably does come down to personal opinion, because I didn't see many other people who agreed with me on that one. So maybe that's just me. Another piece of criticism I had for this pack was that elevators had no animation. Despite all of those things that I just said, I would still rank City Living as my number 2 as well. Number 1 for expansion packs was The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, and I am not at all surprised by this. The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs obviously allowed players to create cats and dogs, bond with your pets, and become a vet and run a clinic. There was also a really beautiful new world of Brindleton Bay, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite worlds. I think they did such a nice job with that world. And I was actually really happy with the decision of not being able to control your pets. An unpopular opinion, because a lot of people were really disappointed that they couldn't control their pets like in The Sims 3. And I have to say the inclusion of the create a pet option in Creator Sim, where you could actually draw on your pets and create beautiful coats and imagery and paintings, was really cool technology that came out with this pack. Some of the clothing items are really beautiful. I think a lot of the build and buy items are really nice. This is a really fantastic pack that I would certainly and most definitely recommend to a lot of players. It's actually really hard for me to pick between Cats and Dogs, City Living, and Get Famous, which one of those packs I rank at number 2, but I think I would buy City Living first just for the apartments, then probably Cats and Dogs, and then probably Get Famous. But I have a really tough time picking between those. Moving on to game packs. So The Sims 4 Strangerville only really just came out, so it's not really a fair comparison at all. So of course it comes in at the very bottom at number 7. I think this was a really interesting pack for the Sims 4 team to create. I think it's very different to anything we've really seen before in The Sims 4, so I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like the least sandbox pack I have ever played in The Sims 4, and I really enjoyed the fact that there was kind of like a linear timeline with this. You did have to try and puzzle solve to get to the end to one outcome. In saying that though, I don't think this has opportunity for a lot of ongoing gameplay. Basically, you're in a new world of Strangerville, you have to unravel a story that is a mystery, and you have to like get your Sims to suit up and actually physically figure out the mystery, which was exciting, and I really loved it. At number 6 is The Sims 4 Spa Day, and this is actually one of my favorite packs, not for the gameplay, but the build and buy items I use so much. Sims 4 Spa Day basically allowed your Sims to visit a perfect balance spa for revitalizing massages. It introduced a wellness skill, and it allowed your Sim to practice yoga and meditation. So for gameplay, do I think you need this pack? Probably not. However, I think the build and buy items were really good. At number 5 is The Sims 4 Outdoor Retreat, and I believe this was the first DLC pack for The Sims 4 base game. I would probably place this under Spa Day because I do think I use the build and buy options from Spa Day more. However, it did introduce a whole new vacation world, so I feel like most people would rate it higher just because of that. The new world was called Granite Falls. It was really, really cool. Basically, you would just set up a camp, go on vacation, and enjoy unique outdoor activities as well as a new herbalism skill. I honestly don't use this that much. I feel like it is fun to occasionally take my Sims camping. I like the idea of that. However, it's a very occasional kind of gameplay that I don't use very often. And to be honest, I never really use the herbalism skill either. So this pack is lower than Spa Day for me. Number 4 is The Sims 4 Jungle Adventure, and this introduced the world or vacation world of Selva Dorada. I kind of wish that this wasn't a vacation world. It does make sense that it was, but I feel like you could have lived here as well, and that could have made it a little bit more rich in gameplay. Basically, your Sims can travel to Selva Dorada, explore the jungle, discover a hidden temple, or hidden temples actually, and then collect ancient artifacts. I think this pack doesn't appeal to a broad audience of people, but I think for the people who do enjoy these kinds of packs, I think it is actually really well done and really put together and a really cohesive pack. So if you are into the idea of taking your Sims to the jungle, I think this is a great pack for that. I think they did a really good job on it. There's some really nice build and buy items that I use a lot as well. If my Sims could live there, I think I would use this pack a lot more than I do. At number 3 is The Sims 4 Dine Out, and I actually find this really surprising. The Sims 4 Dine Out basically allows players to create unique restaurants. You can own the restaurant, run the restaurants, and dine out with your Sims, so you can go to restaurants. And that is really, really nice. However, I feel like this is the most glitchy pack, and to be honest, it puts me off because it takes so long to actually take your Sims out, order, get their meal, and then pay, and then leave. It just takes so long. It's just, the timeline is a little bit skewed. When you're running a restaurant, it is kind of fun, but I don't think personally I was that into the gameplay. There's definitely key items in this pack that I would really struggle to not have now. I would probably rate Jungle Adventure above Dine Out. So my least favorite would be Outdoor Retreat, then Dine Out, and then probably Spa Day, then Jungle Adventure. Number 2 on the popularity list is The Sims 4 Vampires, and I am a little bit surprised by this because occults and themes of occults is such a niche kind of gameplay that not every player tends to enjoy. I think it's a very coherent and well-made pack where everything runs really, really smoothly and everything makes sense. Obviously, this pack allows you to create vampires, unleash their supernatural powers, and escape to a brand new world called Forgotten Hollow. The aesthetic of the creator sim and build and buy options and the world in this pack was very much like haunted Victorian. And in saying that, a lot of the items from build and buy are actually really versatile for more contemporary Victorian homes, which is a good thing. If you're into supernatural gameplay, I think this pack is a must for you. If you enjoy building more old Victorian homes, this is a pack that you'll find really, really useful. But I probably wouldn't rank it at number 2 myself. I'd probably rank Jungle Adventures as number 2. And number 1 is The Sims 4 Parenthood, which is also my number 1 too. I think Parenthood is a really fantastic game pack, particularly a pack that allows you to develop your parenting skills, shape your Sims' childhoods, and enjoy new family activities. So it does make your gameplay a lot richer. I think this is actually a really important pack to purchase if you are able to on top of the base game. I just love the fact that it makes parenting and family life so much more important and integral to your gameplay. There's so many fantastic build and buy items in this pack. The clothing items are really, really nice. You do get a mix of kid and parent clothes. And I love that the kids have like take home projects that when they finish them, they can then display them. There's new toys. There's a really nice new fireplace, really nice furniture. I think the aesthetic of this pack suits so many players and is useful for so many people. feel that it's just like a safe pack to purchase. Last of all, let's move on to stuff packs. At number 14, which I'm definitely not surprised, is The Sims 4 Spooky Stuff. I think this pack was released around Halloween time, I think, and to be honest, this is like my least favorite pack out of everything. We don't really celebrate Halloween that much in Australia. The most stuff that I do with this pack is invite people over for a spooky party, and I like the skeleton onesie because I like my kids to wear that. I rarely use any of the items. Maybe the girl's princess outfit I'll use now and then, but this pack is just no from me. And number 13 is the Sims Fitness Pack. This pack is okay. It came with like a climbing wall, a couple of new fitness objects, some really nice modern items actually, now I think about it, that I do use a fair bit. At number 12 is the Sims 4 Romantic Garden Stuff, and I am devastated that this pack is so far down the list. I absolutely love this pack for landscaping. If you enjoy landscaping, I think this is a really nice pack to get because you actually get some really pretty flowers that we don't have much of in The Sims 4. There's also the magical wishing well, which I think is a really fun item to use to spice up the gameplay a little bit. And there's some really nice garden statues that are very traditional, very bougie, big gates, big beautiful columns and pillars that I think are really fun to build with. So this is actually a stuff pack that I really, really like, and I would definitely put it higher up on the list. And number 11 is the Sims 4 Backyard Stuff. This basically introduced water slides, more personalities to your backyards, and some new fashion to lounge around in. This also came with the white picket fence, which I think is such a useful item that a lot of people would want in their games. Really good jeans and some really solid outdoor items. At number 10 is Kids Room Stuff Pack. Basically, you can just customize your kid rooms a little bit more. You have to battle with monsters and play with puppets. This is a great pack if you just want more stuff for your kids, more clothes, more hair, more bedroom items. And I've got to say, I use a lot of these kids' bedroom items all the time. So I feel like this pack is a pack that I definitely use a lot. And when you think about how much stuff you have to use on your sim kids, there's not actually many other packs that come with a whole heap of stuff. So you might want to get this one. At number 9 is Sims 4 Luxury Party Stuff, and it's basically a pack where you get a new buffet table, dazzling gowns and formal wear, and fancy, glitzy furnishing and decor. This is a really nice pack for some good formal wear. However, it's not something I use a whole lot, and to be honest, I don't use the individual items that much either. I do really like the female hairstyles because they're some of the few formal hairstyles that we have in the game. Actually, the guys' hairstyles were pretty good as well. The formal dresses are really pretty, and I really like the bar stools, and I really like the ottoman. Number 8 is Cool Kitchen Stuff, and this pack obviously adds more to your Sims kitchens, as well as an ice cream maker. This pack I don't really use that much, except I do like the cupboards. I use the cupboards all the time. I would still rank romantic garden stuff above this, as well as kids' room stuff, and maybe even backyard stuff. Number 7 is the Sims 4 Movie Hangout Stuff, and basically this pack allows you to have your Sims gather around a projector screen, watch movies, make popcorn, and it also introduces some more boho fashion and aesthetics into the game. I really like the clothes in this pack. I really like the hair. I think Creator Sim was really, really strong. And I've got to say, I like a lot of the pieces that you can use in Build and Buy. It also comes with a beautiful tree with lanterns, which I thought was really cool. However, the actual movie aspect of it, I don't use that often. So it's a good pack for stuff. It also has some really good shoes as well. So it's a strong one for Creator Sim. Number 6 is the Sims 4 Bowling Night Stuff. This allows you to build a bowling hangout, take your Sims bowling, and some new fashion items that some of the items I really, really like, actually. I really like the denim shorts. I quite like the male hair. I like a couple of tops, but the whole bowling thing I didn't actually get into that much. In saying that, this has some of the best furnishing items out of all the packs that I would use the most. So bowling aside, I really do like this pack. And number 5 is The Sims 4 Toddler Stuff, where you can dress your toddlers in adorable fashion, jump into fun with them, and host some play dates. My criticism for the play dates was that you have to know the toddlers to hang out with them. I wish you could just go to a toddler meetup to meet other young parents and other toddlers, and the visitors were just automated, because I don't actually use this option to have play dates very often because I don't know many other families with toddlers. This pack is absolutely adorable. I think they did a great job with it. You get so many cute clothes for your toddlers and a few really nice toddler items, and the famous ball pit, which was actually really, really bad. But if you forget about the ball pit, everything else is really, really cute. Number 4 is the famous My First Pet stuff. And this pack, I am so surprised that it's so high in the ranking, because so many people were very angry when this pack came out, because number 1, you require the Sims 4 cats and dogs to utilize most of the pack, and number 2, a lot of the pack was actually reskins of existing Create a Sim items. You can care for some new pets in this pack, you can dress up your cats and dogs more, and you can decorate with pet themed items. The new pets are basically just like hamsters or similar pets in an enclosure. It does introduce a new sim death, which I personally was really excited about. Anything related to pets in this pack makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, because I feel like it really should have been in cats and dogs. Cute stuff for kids' rooms, but I wish the couches had been just different colors, and the clear round table didn't have an aquarium in it, because how often do you want to use a table with an aquarium in it? And we don't have any glass round tables. So yeah, this pack was a little bit of a bust. Number 3 is The Sims 4 Perfect Patio Stuff pack. This pack introduces hot tubs, new barbecue items, and some items that make your Sims enjoy a day in the sun. This pack has some of the best outdoor furniture. I love the fact you get hot tubs with it. I definitely use the items in this a lot for a lot of outdoor furniture, as well as some nice counters for inside kitchens I happen to use a lot as well. There's not much in terms of Create a Sim. I don't use a whole lot of it. Buy this pack if you want more outdoor furniture and maybe an extra kind of counter that's more modern. Also, if you want hot tubs, you can get the hot tubs. Number 2 is The Sims 4 Vintage Glamour Stuff pack, and you get some really nice vintage fashion in this, a new vanity table, and my favorite part, and that is a butler. We got some really, really nice wallpapers in this pack. I love being able to use the vanities, and I think the vanity option where you can give your Sims makeovers and the kids can play on them, combined with the butler, those 2 items actually add a lot of new gameplay. The Create a Sim items were really, really strong in this pack. Great hairdos, some beautiful full-length gowns, accessories. This definitely deserves to be placed at number 2. At number 1 is The Sims 4 Laundry Day stuff. And I remember when The Sims 4 Laundry Day stuff was being created, they actually got a whole heap of feedback from players through quizzes and questionnaires. So the players could actually help design this pack and actually help the Sims choose what they wanted to be in the pack. And it's really cool to see that that paid off in the end, that this is the number 1 used pack. A lot of people were like, oh, laundry, that's so boring. But me personally, I was so excited to get laundries in my gameplay. I was like, yes! The aesthetic of this pack is really strong and also really different to what we already have in the game. It's a little bit more rustic, a little bit more organic. It starts to explore the idea of sustainable living. I love my laundry gameplay. I love that I can either use a normal dryer and washing machine, or I can go outside and get my Sims to wash their clothes by hand and then dry them on the clothesline. I think this is just a really nicely balanced pack with so many items you want to use again and again in Create a Sim and also in Build and Buy. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are in the comments below, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, and whether or not you agree with how it's been properly ranked. I'm so curious to hear that. Also, let me know if you'd like to see more videos in this kind of review style and checking out the stats of the game. I would love to do more videos like this, so just let me know in the comments down below. And of course, as always, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I'll speak to you soon. So.